Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Precious and I'm back again with another video. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe, please join. My name is Precious. I'm a medical student who does videos about medical school, my faith and my life. I create vlogs sometimes. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And in today's video, I'm just going to talk to you guys about my going to internal medicine department in the hospital for the first time. And I'm also going to talk about some resources that helped me because I went there without learning it practically in class. So I'm just going to talk about some of the things that really helped me while I was doing my internal medicine rounds. And let's get talking. Let's get into this topic. So I went to the hospital for the first time at the beginning of this year. I think that was March. And the first hospital I went with my friend. So it made it a bit more, I don't want to say easier, but it made it a bit more bearable because I was super scared and I just did not know what to expect. When you go completely blank, like you're from learning the pharmacologies, the immunologies, like your basic courses, and then you just take yourself without doing your clinical courses. I know a lot of people do that, but I never imagined how it would be like. And I discovered pretty soon that it was not an easy journey for the fact that I had not learned internal medicine, but it was something that I came to enjoy. Like I never thought I would enjoy internal medicine, but I began to enjoy it because number one, I discovered that diseases like that you would see in the wards, like there were diseases that you see regularly because this is Zambia, so I guess the region we're in, the diseases that we normally face, like with time you get to see that like the diseases are being repeated, so you concentrate on studying on those. That's one thing I really discovered. And I also came, like, one of the things that I did find difficult though was talking to patients. Like going to collect patients was something that I found really hard because I would think of like, this person is sick, this person is not feeling well, they must be exhausted. I'm sure, I don't know how many medical students have already passed practicing the clicking on them and how many doctors already asked them 1,000 questions a day, and then you are there with, as a medical student you can't skip, you have to like go through the whole procedure of like clicking every step. So that's one of the things that I found really like difficult about clicking. But with time, I don't want to say with time it became easier, but with time I pushed myself more because I came to discover, like, I used to think clicking is like, it's very simple, like it's nothing much, like you just writing. But then with time I learned in depth, and that's one thing that really helped me because I've been doing online classes, if you didn't know, for a year plus. There are so many things that I feel like I've missed out, like from practically learning, like if I was in China. So those are things that I got to learn in the hospital. Like they got shoved up in my face, and I was awake and I'm like, okay, I need to concentrate on this, I need to concentrate on that, I need to concentrate on this. And yeah, those are things that helped me. So like clerking, I didn't know clerking before I went to the hospital. Like even, I don't know. I know this, people find it like, how your medical student doesn't know what history taking was. Like I had no idea, like that's something doctors did. And when I was, told for the first time, like, go click a patient, guys, my history was bad. And I took it so proudly to the doctor because the doctors only gave me a 70, like, click a patient. And what I took, guys, I think I like took 3 sentences, like, oh, she's feeling this and that. And I was satisfied, like, I didn't. And then when he asked me, like, okay, what would your diagnosis be? Guys, but that was my first experience, like, clicking. But, with time, I began to understand, like, I'm still learning. As we talk now, like I'm still learning and perfecting, but in how to go about the procedure and how to ask questions, where to ask, what specific questions you have to ask. But that's one of the things that I really got to learn in the hospital. Another thing that I was really glad that I got to learn firsthand is the tools that I use in the hospital. I think I took those for granted. Like after some time I was just like, why don't we have like a manual? Because sometimes the doctor will tell you like she's doing an emergency procedure and she'll be like, bring this, and I would have to go and ask 1,000 letters before I came back with exactly what was needed. But that's another thing, like I was really happy to be exposed to that, like, oh, so when she says bring a 5cc this or bring this type of a urine bag and all that, like I know what I'm taking. Another thing that also like helped me going to hospital, like I don't know, I began to appreciate more the course I'm studying. Like I was just like, okay, wow, this is really like something that I would like. I came to discover that I discovered it was something that I really wanted to do, and it gave me, a motivation, a push. In Chinese we say "jiao," to like put in the more effort that I needed to. Although it wasn't easy, like I struggled, and many times people ask you like, why are you busy struggling, coming to the hospital when you haven't learned these things? Like many people would ask me, like, what's the point? Why are you coming to suffer? This is not your final year. You are not even required to be here. You basically don't know what we're talking about, but you're here. But they didn't know that it helped me so much. Like there are so many things I was exposed to. Now I'm just going to talk about some of the resources or like books and things that helped me in internal medicine. So the first one I'm going to mention is SlideShare. SlideShare is like when you go on Google, like I'll try to do it here and show how, like, yeah. So when you go on Google, for example, you want to talk about that, you want to read about diabetes. So you just go and write diabetes, and then you type diabetes SlideShare, and it will bring a number of PowerPoints. Like, where you're in the hospital, you're in a hurry, you really want to find out something, you don't have time to start going through textbooks. Like for me, it was a shortcut. In the morning, I'm in the bus, I'm going to the hospital. Like it really helped me to be able, like, to go to the hospital. If there was a case that I didn't understand the previous day, I wasn't able to look at it. Like that's one thing that it really helped. So SlideShare would have like a PPT or a PowerPoint, like with the notes already summarized, written by a lecturer somewhere. And it's a student who actually showed me SlideShare, and I was so grateful after she did. Number 2 thing that really helped me in internal medicine was Medscape, the Medscape app. Now, for many people, I've heard, like I had the lecturer who who really didn't advise to use Medscape, but there are just times where, like, I remember there was a time I was randomly asked, like, malaria, like give me the severe malaria, the complications of severe malaria, and I was blank. Like I did not know, none of them were going through my mind, and I was told, okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes, you better know. And Medscape was like the help in that time. Like I just went on Medscape and googled malaria and read about malaria. So Medscape is another thing that really helped me. Another thing that helped me was Kuma and Clark. Now Kuma and Clark is a textbook, internal medicine textbook. I'll put a picture here, but that really helped me. Like I came across a lot of textbooks for internal medicine, and they were all like very complicated. Like I found them a bit bulky. Like they explained very much in depth, in some way a little bit too complicated, but I found like Kuma and Clark simplified things. And when you've got so many diseases, I don't know how many cases you've seen that day, you need to know something the next day when you go back, because you might run into the same patient again or run into the same disease again, so you have to know. Kuma and Clark was like the textbook I would go to. Now in internal medicine, another book that was like really recommended for me, apart from Kuma and Clark, which was recommended by most doctors, was also Hutchinson's. Hutchinson's was recommended by a lot of doctors, although I'm not going to come here and like say I read the whole book of it. I'm still reading it. I'm not yet like through with it, but it helped in internal medicine. I think it's good. So many practical things that you can learn. It's in while you do your rounds in internal medicine. So that's another book that a lot of doctors kept on suggesting to me. But that's all for this video. I think I'm trying to think of anything else that I can say about how my experience in internal medicine was, but I think most of it we talked about it in a video with Wana. I just wanted to share with you some of the things that helped me and just add 2 or 3 things which I might have not said in the other video. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you learned something, you picked up something. And if you've done your rounds or you've been to the hospital, you can just share how your first experience was. What was the most scary thing for you? What was something that you really appreciate that you learned, or what something that you gained? Anything that you can share about your first experience in the hospital, just put it down the comment section below, and I'm reading your comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Till next time, bye.